Hello everyone and welcome to this new edition of C Programming Basics. Today we will look at loops. Loops are those structures which enables us to perform a certain set of instructions given that conditions are met and for a certain number of time. We have to know that there are three kinds of loops. We have the for loop, the while loop and the do while. For a loop, there must be an initializer, a condition and an incrementation. What differs in the for loop, while loop and the do while loop is simply the positions of the initializer, the condition and the incrementer. So let's begin with the for loop. This is the syntax for the for loop. I equals to 0 is our initializer, I less than n is our condition, and I plus plus is therefore our incrementer. We see that they are all separated by a semicolon and all found in the same bracket. Okay, this is the syntax of the while loop. We have our initializer I equals to 0 just before the while. Then in the bracket we have our condition. Inside the curly braces we have our incrementer. So that's the while loop. And finally this is the do while loop. We have our initializer before the do, we have the do, or we have the curly braces in which we have our incrementer at the end, and out of the curly braces we have our while having the condition. So we've just seen the for loop, the while loop and the do while loop. Let's now try to apply them. A program to add the first 10 natural numbers. Let's start with the for loop. So we should initialize our variable. Also we will declare a variable sum. Now for I equals 0, which is our initializer, I less than 10 our condition. 10 is not included because we said the first 10 numbers, and if we include 0 then we have 0 to 9, and our incrementer. Then here what should we write? Now to be able to calculate the sum of those numbers, I skip them in sum, and what do? I write sum plus I semicolon. But now there is a problem here. Which initial value is sum? Because if we put like this, the compiler may choose any value to put it at sum and we will not get accurate values. So we will also initialize sum to 0. Now that this is done, we just need a statement to print our result. Okay, after we've done this we can compile. Okay, our program has been launched and the program says program to add the first 10 numbers. The sum of the first 10 numbers is 45, and if you try this in your calculator you will see that it's actually 25. So our program is working effectively. So now let's change the loops and use now the while loop. This is our while loop. We have our initializer, we have our while and the condition, then our incrementer. So let's learn. So we get the same answer. The sum of the first 10 numbers is 45. Now let's modify it to get the do while loop. We see that we still have our condition, our initializer, then the do. Inside the do we have the instruction to be executed, then our incrementer, and at the end we have our while having the condition. So let's try it. So program to add the first 10 numbers. The sum of the first 10 numbers is 45. So as a summary of what we did, we looked at loops where we saw the for loop, the while loop and the do while loop, and we noticed that each of the loops required an initializer, a condition and an incrementer. The difference between the loops were the positions of the incrementer. There is one difference between the while and the do while loop. We notice that for the while loop, the condition is first checked before the instructions are being executed, whereas for the do while loop, you see that the instruction is first of all done before our condition is checked. So that was all for the video of today. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Ciao ciao ciao.